Alright, hello everyone, Simon here. Let's play some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are on to the trial for Recipe Turnabout. How's the camera? Maybe a little bit down. Alright, there you go. January 7, 9:48 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Eck. Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? Why is everybody yelling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Okay. Roger. And you! Yes! You'd better square this case away. Got a pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? I mean, if you say so. If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest! Wait, what? You can do that? I think he's serious. Hey detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Oh, of course. I've got the situation under control, I mean, if you say so. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. Why? You didn't witness anything. If something I say doesn't match with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal, you got me? I mean... I don't see how any of this stuff is relevant to the case. We just picked up a bunch of random stuff yesterday. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. That's not... Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? No. No. I can only wish. January 7, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, right. Ah, bitter! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Ah! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was... You's talking to me? It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me, that was the phony Phoenix. I see, so our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we'll find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright! I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. It's probably, what's his name? Matt on guard. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness! State your name for the court! Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation Dick Gumshoe. Close. Close, Dick. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see, so Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. I want to move this down a little bit more. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Glenn's autopsy report added to the court record. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 PM. That's a very wide gap. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. Almost immediately. Yeah, no, cyanide is fast. At the time of the incidents, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Tray bin floor plans added to the court record. Blueprints of the crime scene. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Let me just look over this. Yes, right. Something stuck on my mouse. Yes, sir. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch! And, it looks like Miss Bird might have, well, some kind of a motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please no intimidation tricks this time around, is that understood? I already told you it wasn't me. I mean, the coffee came from the kitchen. The chef could have poisoned him. Alright, let me save first. I don't know if, like, pressing gives me penalties. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And what killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. There are 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ah, that argument is as weak as the coffee at Trebian, trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant! What does that mean? Who talks like that? Nobody talks like that. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. Yeah, no, he's behind the screen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime... A clear view of the scene of the crime? Are you high? How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Oh! Ugh. That's so dumb. Come on, that's so dumb. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. No, it doesn't, dumbass. Crime photo added to court record. Are you kidding me? The guy jumped out the window? The guy could have jumped out the window. You can't see the window from here. We understand that the guy Glenn L was listening to the radio at the time. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Let's press everything. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh. How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in its coffee cup. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else. Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, trite? I mean, you put sugar in it. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Well, what an idiot. What a dumbass. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh, what do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh hey, you're right. That's what I saw stick. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh, for me? Oh hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir. Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? It's hopeless. This! Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. I mean, somebody drank it. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this! For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. The coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much and your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams, how much is that? You know, when you swab your ears for earwax, yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Can you? Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it! That's what we heard yesterday too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000! Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Like a noob. Then it is possible Maggie stole the winning one. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question, so you stole it. You're the murderer, Godot. That's a $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. Honey! Order! Ha! She is quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Victim's lottery ticket added to the court record. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. No, they don't. Oh, it's so flimsy. It's so flimsy. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. What? What? No. What? Reasonable doubt? What? I like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie! This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. What on earth are those? Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Ah, it seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket. A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. Wow. This is impressive. This is really, really impressive. Nani? Order! The court will accept these items into evidence. Apron added to the court record has small pocket but big stains. What is that? Is that jam? A deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints, found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that is smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous! No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be... blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, the supporting evidence, they have all been clearly established. Well, Wright, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness! Please continue with your testimony. There's more testimony. Why? I thought you just said it's a clear guilt. What? You just said this it's fully proven. Why are you asking for more testimony? You're the one who's fully convinced. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. The investigation! The crime was reported at 2:25 PM by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin! What could possibly go wrong? Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them. And seeds. Seeds. Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. 2:40. He died 1:30 to 2:30, so there was plenty of time for somebody to plant the evidence on her while she was unconscious. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. In the kitchen? She passed out in the kitchen? She didn't pass out right away? I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that. All pretty and peaceful. Ew. Bro. You are a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional birdwatcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. That's not even romantic, that's just like creepy. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Yeah, you're like gonna be arrested for sexual harassment. The victim didn't have any identification on him. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. How was he planning to pay for the coffee if he only had 58 cents? Didn't the coffee cost like $8? So that's indirect evidence that there was someone else there paying for the food, because he couldn't have paid for the food with that kind of money. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Yes. Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Very Good. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. Are you sure it's his meds? What if there's someone else's meds? That's a reliable enough source for the court. Is it? How do you know it's not someone else? What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Ask about his health insurance. Ask about the... Yeah, let's just ask both. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well... Actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh. Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. It means it's someone else. Someone else took the medication. It's not his medication. Victim's prescription bag added to the court record. It's completely... What happened to the medication? What? Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? desperate are you, Trite? You're an empty paper bag.